Yo, what is up guys, Huahwi here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my updated default edit. And I guess you can call this more of a PvP texture pack, but it really isn't. I make my texture packs based, as close to default as possible, maybe a little bit more high res, but I don't go anything past 64 pixels. But this is actually a completely 16 pixel texture pack for the blocks and the items, and everything else is pretty much default. But I did get some textures from other texture packs, and I'm going to be linking them in the description below. One of them is called Def Style, not Defscape, Def Style 16 pixels, which is a default edit made by the guy that made Def Style. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but thank you for making it. It is an awesome texture pack. I love how you animated the ores. It glitters, it sparkles a little bit, and you can, see it more clearly when you're in a cave. So, without further ado, Def Style 16x. I got some blocks from there. Defscape, I got some of the GUI there. The size is still default size when it comes to the GUI, which is pretty much 256 by 256. So this is as default as it gets, guys, when it's when I'm talking about the size and the pixels and the dimensions of each block, each weapon, everything. Alright, and I also got the font from Faithful. I love the font from Faithful 32, Vadix Faithful 32 to be more specific. There's also the Low Fire from Sphax, Pure Beauty Craft 16 pixels, because this is a 16 pixel texture pack. And that's about it. I think that's about it. The swords, actually, I got the color from there, but honestly, well, I guess I'll give you, yes, I will give you credit too, but I made the swords more into a default size look. It's the same size as the default swords, and the colors are a little different. I outlined it black, but I got most of the colors. I edited them slightly because the shading was a little off for some of them. Like, I darkened the stone sword, and yeah, so I will give you credit, Mr. End PvP 16 pixel texture pack. And yeah, there goes all the credits to those guys. But I pretty much added like the fishing rod, the swords. I reshaded the bow when it comes to drawing it back. Alright, so let's start off with the blocks. So as you can see, we're gonna start off with the ores. As you can see, it's animated. It shines a little bit here and there. Only the gold, diamond, and emerald, and redstone, actually. The lapis lazuli does not glitter, and the iron and the coal does not sparkle up. But there is a minor edit here. This is from Def Style. It's a little bit darker, more distinct, so when you're far away you can kind of see the coal ore, the iron ore, and the rest of the ores. But I don't think you guys will notice the difference between the default and these ores here, but they're from the same stone block, and it's pretty much the same thing. Cobblestone is a little bit of a desaturated kind of grungy, muddy feeling green. Sorry, I don't know my terms, my adjectives when it comes to describing some of these art styles. Excuse me for that. But what else do we have? The chest is from Defscape. And it's good for PvP, I guess. I like how it stands out compared to the wooden kind of dark brown chest, the default chest. But that's just preference, up to you, and I think it fits well with this texture pack. When I edit and customize and mix texture packs, I want them to all, make sense. Each block should be the same size, and it should go well together. Nothing is out of the ordinary, nothing looks out of place. I've seen a lot of PvP texture packs, and I don't like any of them because they're using like 512 pixel 256 by 256 pixel swords, and then they have 16 pixel blocks, and then they have a fishing rod that's 64 pixels. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, it's too random. And especially those faithful edits, most of them are ugly. I'm gonna tell you that. There is no faithful 64 pixel. It is not, I mean, there is, but like it's not it's not true to, you know, faithful, the original faithful, which is faithful 32. It's not the same. It definitely isn't. It could be a lot better. Whoever made faithful, the unofficial faithful 64. So I'm not a big fan of those PvP quotes texture packs. I'm more into like my style kind of texture packs. It's good for PvP and it's also good for, you know, just playing regular Minecraft, you know. So yeah, that's just my, you know, my thoughts on some PvP texture packs. See, the ice block, it's a lot more smoother. It's clear. This is the ice block. This is the packed ice. There's no lines in between. The quartz blocks, they have more of a darker tone to it, which makes it stands out. It's less shiny, white, and bright. Rhymed accidentally, but I think you guys will like this more. It definitely stands out more. This is from Death Style too. Wooden blocks default. We got glass blocks. These are all default, except all the colors are default except for the regular glass block, the clear one. Where is the glass block? Oh, here it is. It has no lines. This is still 16 pixels. Everything here is 16 pixels, so you know it all matches. And yeah, it's outlined a little white, see-through, clear, beautiful. Beacon block, same thing. That's default. What other textures have I changed? There's also the wool blocks. We got a few more saturated, more colorful wool blocks. All of them are from Death Style 16 pixels, but I did made minor color adjustments to a few of these blocks, especially the orange. It did not look orange at all. It looked desaturated, the one from Death Style, so I brightened it up. This orange looks a lot nicer. This one is, look at that red, it looks beautiful. Pink, look at that blue, it's nice. It's not too saturated, it's not too vibrant, but it's good enough, better than default, I think. All right, so also the nether quartz block and the nether brick. Well, nether brick is actually default, but this is the nether. You know, there's also the nether rack. Where's the nether rack? It should be close by, right? Should be the same color. I'm not sure where it is. All right, I guess we're gonna go with just the, you know what, I'll just search it up. Nether rack. All right, we're gonna put it, let's just take away the wooden sword. You guys already seen the wooden sword. It's I'll just put it back later. So we're just gonna put it here. That is the nether rack. It matches with the nether brick and the, you know, nether fence. Like, I don't know if you guys like this, but it makes sense since, you know, to make nether brick you need, I believe you need nether rack and, you know, the nether quartz. They all match, you know, instead of having like a red nether rack. But that's up to you guys. You can change that. Just delete the files nether rack and nether quartz, or if you don't like that. But yeah, about the animated ores, to have this animate, you have to go to options, make sure your animations setting, make sure you also have app defined. I don't think you can edit this setting, make changes to these settings when you don't have up defined. So make sure all of this is on, and because I also have other animation blocks and items, not just the ores. I'm going to show you guys that later. The particles, make sure it is decreased, not minimal. Minimal, it does not work. Okay, I lied. Minimal works, but when it comes to critical hit particles, you will not see it from turning the particles to minimal. You have to have it on all or decreased. Minimal is the minimum. So you won't be able to see the crit particles when you're, you know, PvPing. So I use decreased. I don't see a difference between all and decreased, so I just kind of stuck with decreased. Maybe there's like a little minor FPS boost, who knows. And yeah, let me see, what else have I changed. I think that's it. Oh, the tree blocks, the oak wood is this one, no, the birch wood. and the oak wood, it stands out a little bit more. It has like a dark vignette over it, just like a little slight shadowed border, so it looks really nice when you see it from far away. I'll show you guys right now. You see that? You see that birch tree? Look at that. It looks beautiful compared to the default. You guys will like this one a lot more. This is from Death Style also, so you know the birch wood trunk, it stands out. All the wood, all the trunks will stand out, and I think you guys will like that for sure. What else is there? I think that's about it. The lava, the boat, everything is default. Here, flowers, there are slight adjustments to like the torches. There's a little thing sticking out on the sides here. I kind of like it. Yeah, I like it. It's just the torches is a little bit, you know, reshaded, re-edited, but it's as default as it gets. It's pretty much the default torch. And yeah. Alright, moving on, we're going to go to the color map. Now I know you guys have been asking why the tree blocks green and like it's pretty bright. That's from the color map from Death Style 16x. And what's the best way for me to show you is to turn this back to daytime. So yeah, this video is going to be a full texture pack review. I'm going to tell you like all of the changes or most of them. Alright, so the grass blocks, make sure you have, you know what, I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to have to try to find a better biome, but the green does stand out. Sorry about the lag spikes here. You guys will see a little FPS drop in the video, but yeah, that's, oh, right here. Here we go. See how it's more, you know, it's not too saturated, but the color is much more vibrant compared to the default grass foliage, or no, it's the grass color map from the color map folder in your texture pack. And yeah, everything just looks a lot more, you know, vibrant, but it's not too overly saturated. I think you guys will like this definitely. And yeah, see the vines change color, you know, on different biomes. Sometimes it turns pink too, the color map. I kind of want to show you guys that if I can find that biome real quick. Oh, here we go. I think this is oh no, Extreme Hills. I'm not sure. Let me press F3. Extreme Hills. Like the leaves are kind of like a dark pink, kind of like, you know, dead leaves kind of feel. I don't know, but it looks great. I love it. I love it. This is from the Death Style color map. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the color map. I'm gonna go to the entities, which is the mobs. I changed a few, just one mob. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. It is the zombie pigman. Let me just bring back my wood sword real quick, because I do want to review the weapons soon. So going back down here, the zombie pigman, I don't know if you guys like this, but it's minor change. The default zombie pigman has green, like blood over it. You know, it's guts inside his body. There's a little bit green. This one is actually all red. So I don't know if you guys like this, but this is the default zombie pigman, but without the green inside stuff. You can delete this if you want, but I like it. I like it all red and bloody. But yeah, your preference, up to you guys. So we're just gonna kill this zombie pigman. Oh, got some nuggets here. Alright, another thing that I've changed in the entity folder is the signs. The signs is from Deathscape 16 pixels. This one, you know, instead of the default sign, which has like a wooden plank kind of feel, and you can't really read it from this, you know, so I changed it to the Deathscape one. It's much more clear, but it's not too clear, and it's still, you know, fits well with this texture pack. Everything fits in together along with the chest. I think it looks great, but you guys can change this. Go right ahead if you don't like it, your preference. The wheat blocks, the fully grown wheat is much more saturated, a lot better in my opinion, instead of the dull unsaturated, I mean desaturated wheat when it's at its final stages. Carrot, default. Potatoes default. Let me see, what did I change? Okay, the poppy and the dandelion, it has more leaves to it, like on the corners, like one sticking out, 2, 3, 4. Like you see that? It's like a little cross. The default poppy, rose, or dandelion does not have 4 leaves. I think it doesn't even have leaves. It's just the stem sticking up with the flower. And I like this a lot more. Definitely like this a lot more. But it's pretty much the default flowers. The rest are default flowers. The bookshelves, these are minor edit, a little reshaded, but it's pretty much the same as default. So you don't have to worry too much about that. The iron bars looks a lot better than the default. This is more of a rectangular, horizontal kind of. It looks like iron bars, like real iron bars, but more of the default look. Still has that default style. The little shade here looks a little rusty, which is good. I like it. Low fire, like I said, Sfax 16x glass block. I already talked about that. And these are all default. Heads are default. Doors, torches are a little bit changed. It's over here is it has some pixels sticking out. I might actually take that out because it's not really like 3D. It's really flat. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, all this is default. TNT. Okay, the anvil, it's see, it has a little dark shade to it when it's about to break. I like this. I like this a lot. You guys can delete this if you guys don't like this, but it just shows the top of the anvil. It's more shaded, I guess. Minor shade. Okay, what else do we have? I think the furnace and the dispensers are all from, they changed it. Death Style. It's from Death Style. It's a cobblestone background. You know how you make furnace and dispensers with cobblestone, but then the texture for the furnace and dispensers and the dropper on the default texture pack does not have that cobblestone in the back on the on the sides and everything. And what Death Style did, it was added the cobblestone, made it a little lighter, because these these cobblestone blocks are dark on the default texture pack when you compare them. So it's a little bit lighter and it looks a lot better, definitely a lot better. And yeah, it's made from cobblestone. And the chest, all of this is default. Piston, same thing. Whatever that's made with cobblestone, it's a little bit lighter and has more texture to it. You can't really tell, but I'm just telling the specifics here. This is all default. Stone block is default. Alright, so the mossy stone block, cobblestone, is changed just a little bit. It's I kind of like the darker green from the default, but this is okay too. Might or might not change it. Same with the, I think, the mossy stone brick, and the rest of this is default. Well, this one is actually a little bit darker. The stone slab is a little bit darker, and I think the stone bricks, staircase, all of these, yeah, stone brick, I think it's darker, just a little bit darker. I don't really see much change, but I like the slab being darker. It looks nice. Everything matches. Usually the stone slab is a little bit lighter on the default texture pack. Well, not usually, it is. Alright, so yeah, this is a little bit darker, shaded darker, animated, not animated, because iron, when it's not smelted, when it's at its rawest form, the ore form, it's not supposed to sparkle. I don't think so. That's cool. But yeah, these don't sparkle. Diamond sparkle, redstone sparkles, and emerald sparkles. Alright, this is default. Dirt, I changed. The dirt block is actually default, but the grass block, it's a little bit more longer, I guess, the green part. It used to be, the default texture pack has a little green over there, but this one has more. I like this a lot better. This is from Death Style too. Death Style is pretty much a default edit, and it just brings out the blocks a little bit more. So all this is default here. I think the bedrock is a little bit darker, which is better. You know how the default bedrock has some white in it. I'm not a big fan of that. So yeah, this looks a lot more cleaner. Definitely a lot better in my opinion. Your preference. You guys can change anything on here. But you know, make sure to credit the texture pack makers of, you know, or the texture makers of the certain blocks here that I use, or whatever you're planning to use. Always give credit. So yeah, this is all default. Okay, this is not default. This is the netherrack. See that netherrack? This is brown instead of red, so it matches the nether brick. So this is all the nether stuff. Glowstone default. Everything here is default. I think this is yeah, you see how that has white? I think this is the default ender crystal, but I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the default one. You see how it has some white in it? This one's darker. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this is pretty much default. A little bit reshaded. Now the wool blocks are a lot more saturated. All of them are edited. A lot more saturated. And then we got some hardened clay. I think these are all default. Yes, these are definitely all default. Clay is not supposed to be saturated anyway. It's supposed to be more of a darker kind of shade to it. And all the glass blocks are, all the colored glass blocks, glass panes are all default except for the clear one. The original, the glass block, glass pane, excuse me. And it's clear. I love this. This is a lot better than the default one where it has like lines in between and you just can't see through the glass. You're supposed to be able to see through glass without any problem. And definitely a lot better. So the water's default. Make sure, oh, I want to show you guys something. When you go underwater, it is clear. So what I did was I added a underwater texture. So on default here, I'll show you guys real quick. Let me just change it back to day. Bam. And we're gonna go underwater. So there's this texture called underwater. Default, you will see some lines when you're underwater, so it's kind of blurry. But now I added that texture. It's just a transparent 16 pixel texture. 16 pixel PNG background. Put it in the mist folder and it becomes clear under. Well, you also have to have Optifine, video settings, details. Nope, not details. I believe video settings, quality, clear water on. If you have clear water on, it is pretty bright on the water. You can see from really far away and it's very clear. That's clear water. And yeah, what the underwater 16 pixel transparent PNG file in the mist folder does is that the default has some like lines through it, and it makes it a little bit blurry and pixelated when you're underwater. So I added that to take out the pixelation when you're looking underwater. But the Optifine clear water option, make sure to have it on so it is actually, you know, have some lighting underwater, a little bright, and it's really nice when it comes to PvP and just, you know, regular playing Minecraft, anything for Minecraft. A lot better. There's also the pumpkin blur, talking about the mist folder in this texture pack. When you put on the pumpkin head, let me see here, I think right here, we're gonna put it on. See, you can see through it. It's just a little bit blurry, which is okay, but the default pumpkin, you know, you can't see anything. There's that pumpkin face mark, like over here you can only see through the eyes, and then you can see the mouth, and everything else is like black. But this pumpkin blur, that's what's called when you wear a pumpkin, you know, it's blurry. So this is the pumpkin blur file. Definitely a lot better, so you can wear a pumpkin head and, you know, go PvP and stuff, and, you know, you get to see through it, which is great. I like it. So we're just gonna take that off real quick. And yeah, font is from Faithful 32. I just dragged that folder in. I love the font there. Hello 123, beautiful, very clear. I love this font. I love all the fonts. I've checked out many fonts. Like, I know some of you guys like that kind of like a Counter-Strike font, like a futuristic font, but I don't like that. I forgot what it's called, but many people use it. I think Finn's Graphics use it too when it comes to making PvP texture packs. But it's more of a like a rectangular, like a straight, like, okay, I don't know how to explain it, but I like more of the you know, sans serif or sans serif font, just a basic font. It's clear, you can see it, and this is what I'm used to, the Faithful 32 font. So we also have the GUI. As you can see, we can start with the icons, which is let me see, /game mode 0. The hearts, all default, enchantment stuff on the bottom, hunger bars, they're all default except for the hotbar. The hotbar, I scaled down this I don't know, I think it was, I don't know who originally made this, but I got it from, I believe, Faithful Venom or Shredder's Faithful. One of these Faithful edits, they're all pretty much the same. I just darkened it up, scaled it down to the default size hotbar, and sharpened it up, made it a little transparent in the back, and it looks great. I love it. This is up to you guys if you like this or not, but I love this hotbar more for a PvP kind of look. Looks pretty cool. There's also the container background. Okay, so container background, how do I explain this? Okay, so when you open a container, which is a furnace, crafting table, chest, any container, anything you have to open, and there's a background behind it, like a beacon too. I think you can open a beacon. Yeah, see, this is from Deathscape. The background's black. I just love this black Deathscape kind of grayish texture kind of feel. I like it. I'm used to it. I don't like the transparent. I've been testing out, you know, the transparent container background. I'm just going, yeah, this is specifically, the terminology is called the container background. I don't like the transparent one because it's too clear. When I open a chest, you know, I can't see the, I cannot distinguish between, you know, all the weapons. I don't know which one to click first, you know, I see too much of the background on what's behind the container instead of, you know, the inventory itself. You know, I can see the gold sword, gold ingot, you know, I can click it really fast, I can loot faster. But with the transparent, I can't really loot that fast because, you know, I see too much behind the transparency. I see the map and it's just a little bit confusing for me. Sure, you can see players, you know, if they're sneaking up behind you, but if you have sound, it doesn't matter. You don't need it. You know, if you use sound for PvP, you should. I mean, you can hear people sneaking up. If you hear footsteps, you know, just move, get away from your inventory and just turn back and just move away from where the sound is coming from. Alright, so we're gonna go back to /game mode. Wait, I think that's it. Yeah, and the crosshair for the GUI is more circular. I made this myself, really easy to make. Look at how many pixels there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 1, 2, 10, 20, 21 pixels. All you have to do is, you know, use GIMP or Photoshop, where you can have a transparent background and edit this, and it's really easy to edit. So I made this myself, and yeah, I like this a lot better. I do play FPS games like Counter-Strike and stuff. That's why I kind of switch between the plus and the circle. But for Minecraft PvP, the circle is so much better for the bow. That's just my preference. I don't know why. The circle is just, I aim so much better with the bow. When I use the plus, it's, I guess it's too centered, too much lines. I don't know how to explain it, but I like the circular crosshair when it comes to aiming with the bow in Minecraft. But when I'm playing, you know, let's say Counter-Strike or any FPS games, I need the kind of foot plus crosshair, I guess, with the gap in between. Maybe a dot too is okay. But yeah, this is all preference. You can delete this if you want. Up to you. Plus or circle, all preference. And then we also have the particles. Okay, we're gonna spawn a whole bunch of zombie pigmen. Let me go to game mode 1. Gonna get some mobs here. Let's get, you know, let's get some skeletons. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, so the swords, you know what? Oh, they're gonna be on fire. Okay, that's okay. So the crits are, what the heck just happened there? How did I get all these items? I'm just gonna throw all of this out. I just got some god apples too. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Swords, let me replace this real quick. Bow. And the fishing rod. Alright, so yeah, when I attack, the crit particles is from Shredder's Faithful, or, well, actually, a bag of shred. Yeah, Shred is faithful. I love his I don't know if he made it, but I love the particles there, the crit particles, the stars. I love it. I'm so used to it. I've been using this since like the beginning. All right, so yeah, that's a little bit bigger, I guess. It's a 1024 by 1024, the particle file, which is 2 times bigger than the default particles. The default particles is actually 512 by 512, so that's the only difference when it comes to dimensions on textures on this texture pack edit. Just the particles is a little bit bigger compared to the default. And there's also the bow particles. I think it's always a crit when you fully pull back. It's a crit. And let me see. Yeah, that's not a crit. For most of you guys that don't know, when you fully pull back a bow, you crit. Sometimes, well, I think all the time, but sometimes it's random when it's 2 times the damage, or like 1.5 or like 1.25 more damage. Here, let me try 1, 2. See, double pullback does not crit, but fully pullback red crits. You see the particles there, and also follows through. Also, you see, even though you don't hit anything, the yellow and the green is not a critical hit. So yeah, always fully pull back your bow if you want. Up to you, depends on the situation when it comes to PvP. Why am I giving you tips? This is a texture pack review. Alright, so yeah, the swords I changed. Default swords, but with a black outline, more distinct compared to, you know, when you're looting a chest, when you're looting swords from a chest, you're gonna see these swords and you'll know which one is which. Easily distinguishable. Stone sword darker, the hilt is red, same size as default. Iron sword, more of a shiny, silverish, light bluish feel to it. Red hilt, same hilt. Gold sword, it's more yellow. No, it's actually a little darker than the default yellow, I believe, but definitely nice. I love it. And the diamond sword is, well, silver hilt. The diamond color is beautiful. It's more blue than, you know, like a light blue. This is more of a saturated blue. Also, oh, I forgot to show you guys this diamond. You see all the diamond armor? Oh, the helmets. Okay, so I changed the helmet. You know how you wear a helmet and there's a little thing in the middle? See, when you're wearing it, this is default armor right here. When you're wearing that little thing in the middle, see the color? The diamond on default texture pack looks a little like, it looks green. It looks like a turquoise kind of green. So I changed the diamond armor and the diamond block, no, yeah, diamond block, and also the diamond to more of a blue. This blue is actually from Death Style, and I edited it just a little bit. The shading wasn't too nice when it comes to the helmet from Death Style, so I added like another darker pixel, so it looks like 2 pixels instead of 1. Minor edit, but yeah, this armor is from Death Style, 16 pixel. And let me see what else we have. I think iron, yeah, the iron tools are, I think, a little bit more whiter, the tools and the weapon. The armor is default. Also, the gold armor is more yellow, definitely more gold. All the tools, the hoe, the axe, the pickaxe, and the shovel. The armor is default. Oh, the apple, the golden apples is more rounded. I like this a lot better. This is still 16 pixel. The carrot's a little bit more shaded, golden carrot. And we also have emerald. Emerald is all default except for the animated block. But yeah, the diamond is a lot more blue. I like this. This is preference, up to you guys. You guys can delete this and have the more of the greenish diamond default look. Up to you. And we also have leather. Leather's a little bit different. I'm not too sure about this. I might change it back to the default one, but it's a little lighter brown. The shading is a little iffy. I'm not a big fan of this white, I mean a light brown splat on the shoulders and on top of the pants. And yeah, also looking at your inventory, you see the armor, where you put your armor at. I don't know how to explain this, but it's more, you know, textured, and it's pretty cool. So you put the helmet there and it looks good compared to the default. And yeah, the color of the items, the dyes, they're more colorful. Some of the items are more centered, like the beef. Let's see, raw beef. They're more centered in the inventory. Yeah, you guys can tell. We just moved. It's the same as the default texture, but what Deathstyle did was he moved it 1 pixel up, so the items are more centered. Excuse me for that burp. Yeah, this is a one take texture pack review. I'm not gonna do any edits here, and it just looks more centered. I might move it a little bit more to the left. No, it's same thing. It's gonna be 1 pixel here, 2 pixel here, so it's gonna be 1 pixel here and 2 pixel gap between. So it's the same thing. All right. So yeah, that's all the items, the blocks. I talked about the GUI, fonts, entity, color map, particles, pumpkin blur, which is the misc on the water, the misc folder. And I hope I didn't miss anything out. Oh, right. The bow, I changed it from, I know you guys like the green to yellow to red. I kind of reshaded it a little bit. The red was a little off. The green and the yellow was a little off when it comes to PvP texture pack. I mean, it's just preference, but I didn't like the shading just a little bit. One side's a little bit too darker than the brighter part of the green. So yeah, this is definitely a lot better. When you're fully pulled back, the red definitely sticks out. So at the corner of your eye, you know, you can't look at your bow and stare at it and wait until it's red. So red stands out more when you're looking, you know, at the crosshair and you're trying to aim. Once you see the red at the corner of your eye, perforated vision, bam, just let go. But yeah, the green stands out too, and then the yellow's iffy, but I can still see it when I'm looking centered, looking at the crosshair, dead centered. I thought about changing it to green, blue, then red, but then it'll look kind of funny. So we'll just stick with green, yellow to red. I might actually recolor the bow, maybe to like a dark green bow, or like a silverish kind of bow. I like more of the metal looking bow, like Katniss Everdeen. I think picked up a silver bow in one of her Hunger Games movies. But I don't know, we'll see. I might or might not, but it's pretty easy to change. So yeah, just a minor change. I might change the bow color. Might. So when I loot the chest, you know, I can tell which one's a bow, a fishing rod, and a sword, because they're all different colors. And then the wood will be like the stick. You know, you find sticks, you know, you see the stick, it's brown, bam, you know it is a stick instead of a bow, I guess. Like the fishing rod, if I see a brown fishing rod and a brown bow, I might get mixed up between, because I want to loot as fast as possible, so I won't be thinking too much about, you know, which slot should I put the fishing rod, which slot should I put the bow at. So that is why I made the fishing rod back to black, and it has that little red pixel there, so it looks like a hook, and the hook is a little extended. This is actually from Deathstyle. I just recolored it to black, but I love how Deathstyle 16X has the little red tip there that looks like a little the bait. And when I, you know, cast the fishing rod, that's the fishing rod particle from a bag of shred mix, the particles file. This is part of it, and there's also the particles. This is also from the particles. You see that fire there? That's okay. I don't want to, you know, be too specific about it, but I love all the particles from a bag of shred mix, and they're all in one PNG file. So you guys can edit that to your own liking. If you want to switch, you know, specific particles like the fire, the fishing rod, and then the crits, which is the stars. And then there's potion effects, which is also stars. I guess I can show you that too. Hey, potion of healing. Gonna drink it. Wait, I don't think, oh, I have to go, you know what? I don't think this potion works, so we're gonna do speed. You know, let's do fire protection. It's an orange. Gonna use a splash, and then we're gonna do slash game mode 0. Splash, bam. You see, when it's fire, it's orange, and it's gonna, yep, orange particles. And then speed's gonna be white, and then I believe red is strength, and all the colors. The rainbow one is when you're attacking with your weapons. And yeah, that's the particles. And I think that's about it. All of the, you know, the witch, the zombies, the entities, they're pretty much all default, except for the zombie pigmen. I kind of like the red guts insides of the zombie pigmen. Maybe you guys like the green, the default one. Up to you guys. All preference. You guys can change anything here accordingly. And yeah, have fun editing texture packs. I have a lot of fun editing texture packs. I am very picky with my textures, very specific. Everything just has to match and, you know, relate to each other. Everything has to be nice, clean, and yeah. Because, you know, when I first started playing Minecraft, I didn't like the default texture pack. It is too gritty, and, you know, there's some textures that are just too gritty. Like the glass, it didn't make any sense. You can't see through it. There's too much lines and stuff that's bothering me. It just doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. Alright, so yeah, I think that's about it. Nope, there is one more thing. MC Patcher. If you have MC Patcher or Optifine, make sure you have, go to quality, make sure you have clear water on for the clear underwater look, swamp colors on, custom fonts, nope, the fonts is already there, custom colors, make sure the custom colors is on. There's only one custom color that I've edited when it comes to the MC Patcher folder. Optifine works too, so make sure custom colors is on so that you can see the sky. I've only added a sky texture, sky color. When I changed it to daytime, you see how the sky is more like colorful compared to the default one. The default sky is very desaturated. It does not look nice whatsoever. It looks fake. Well, I guess this is a game. I guess it doesn't have to be too realistic, but this does not look too realistic. I think it's a good balance between, you know, having some color on the sky. It's a nice blue sky, and compared to the very desaturated white, grayish, light desaturated blue default sky. Yeah, that's my best explanation for the default sky. Could probably use more better words for that, but you know, I didn't really prepare this video too much. Not at all, actually. Alright, so yeah, make sure the look, I'll show it to you guys. So you see that blue sky? Looks nice, great. Look at the horizon. Now I'm gonna change it. Options, video, quality, custom colors off. You see that? That is, the sky's no color. This is the default sky. No color whatsoever. Not a big fan. It looks like it's about to rain, and it is daytime. So yeah, I added this color map. Well, it's actually a custom color. You need to have Optifine or MC Patcher, and make sure the custom colors is on. Now, isn't that lovely? Alright, so I think that's about it. Let me see, there are some settings I do want to talk about. Also, make sure animations, everything is on, decreased, or all, doesn't matter. Minimal, you will not see the crit particles, so make sure it is all, particles all, or particles decreased. And let me just check real quick. Connected textures, there are no connected textures. I took all those off. I'm not a big fan of those. I deleted out the texture pack. But there are some connected textures to def style. You guys are gonna have to add that on your own if you like that. I deleted off this texture pack. Better grass up, you know, that's your opinion. This is just Optifine settings. Let's see, is there anything else? Cloud, sky. Yeah, make sure the sky is on so you can see the sky and the color. Sun, moon, stars. Alright, I think that's about it. Like I said, this is a default edit by me. Certain textures I did get ideas from other texture packs, and I did get certain textures from other texture packs. I will credit them in the description below. Definitely check out the original makers of these textures, of certain textures that I use on this texture pack. This is my PvP, or you know, default sort of edit. I hope you guys like it, but definitely I do credit those textures that I use, or you know, just get ideas from. It's gonna be in the description. So yeah, make sure to check out the the original texture packs where the certain textures are from that I use from this for my texture pack. Lots of textures, mixing up my words, reiterating, repeating. Yeah. Still working on my commentary, guys. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this texture pack release. If you guys want to download it, it's going to be in the description below. And yeah, have fun with it. Have fun using this texture pack. I think this is the best texture pack I've ever mixed. Default texture pack mix, 16 pixels, no lag, less lag, more FPS. Never had a problem. Usually I switch up texture packs, you know, I get tired of, you know, using the same texture pack once in a while, but I've been using this since I've made it, and I don't think I'll be changing it back. You know, maybe on some videos I might change it back to like the 64 Depthscape. This is one of my favorites, the Redcraft one. Faithful is meh, it's okay, but I like this one. My Redcraft mixed with Depthscape. This is 64 pixels, but it looks very smooth, but it's kind of dark, you see, but that's okay. It still looks really nice. Look at the water, it's so nice and clear, it's beautiful. But yeah, up to you guys. I cannot release this texture pack. A lot of these textures are from Depthscape and Redcraft, so I'm going to have to ask them for permission, and I'm probably not even gonna bother asking them for permission, even though they will let me, maybe, most likely, I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep this, you know, for myself and for private use and for my friends. But most of you guys, I think it leaked out one time, but it's not the same. I did change a lot when I came back. This is more of a 1.8 update, and I'm going to change back the crosshair to a circular one. But yeah, this is I love this texture pack. This is one of the best edits I think I've ever made, but still the default I think is the best. I named it the Huahwi pack 16x. But you know, you guys can rename it all you want. Have fun with it. Yeah, definitely a lot more of the default look, nostalgic look, more of the Minecraft look, pixelated look. This is Minecraft, graphics doesn't have to be too good. Alright, now I am just rambling. So yeah, download link below. Have fun with it. You can edit it, you know, to your liking, and make sure once again to check out the texture pack makers that have made certain textures that I've used in this texture pack. I will credit them in the description below. Without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Peace. There's no need to run.